So today's another rendition of how I can break 2K by adding one college player to a team and then making a bunch of minor adjustments. And today's version of it is the Sacramento Kings, who are in an interesting position right now as they're led by DeMarcus Cousins, who's probably a top 10 player in the league at this point. Perhaps the closest thing to Shaquille O'Neal that we've seen, at least from a physical standpoint with his dominance and his size, but also just his ability. I mean, as a pick-and-roll player, as a shooter in the mid-range, he's great. However, Boogie's not perfect, as he's had some issues with George Karl, who's currently the head coach. And as for the rest of the Kings, it's kind of interesting. Rajon Rondo had a bit of a resurgence. Rudy Gay has improved ever since he arrived in Sacktown with his scoring and his percentages, but there's still the belief that he's not really a difference maker for the Kings. And of course, there's also Ben McLemore, who had a disappointing third season in the NBA, and people are asking if he's even going to be in Sacramento for that much longer. There's also Darren Collison, who could start on quite a few teams in the league, but he's found himself as a backup behind Rondo. And Willie Cauley-Stein has the potential to where moving DeMarcus Cousins over to the power forward position, it actually could make sense. With all that being said, the Kings are awful on defense. 30th in the league in terms of points allowed, which I'm pretty sure is dead last unless I forgot how many teams are in the NBA. They're really bad on defense. So of course, the point of this video is to add Buddy Hield, because that makes sense. Buddy has been killing it in Oklahoma, so as a result, let's see what happens if we put him on the Kings. And we have the 5th pick, and for some reason, the dude who made this put him in Illinois. Don't worry about that, okay? Blame the dude who made the draft class, don't blame me, it's not my fault. And here's hoping that Buddy can be a more consistent as well as effective scorer and especially shooter at the 2-guard position for us. Even with that, I mentioned before we're going to slide DeMarcus Cousins over to power forward and have Willie Cauley-Stein at center to hopefully improve that suspect defense, because it's really damn bad. And then of course Buddy Hield is going to run off of as many screens as he can possibly run off of until he passes out, which hopefully is a lot because he is going to do some running. Here's a rotation. I'm already putting Buddy in the starting lineup because, I don't know, man, Ben McLemore, kind of a disappointing player. Shout out to Darrell Arthur for being on the team. So how does Buddy Hield's first month in the NBA go? It goes horrible. Everybody in Sacramento should start panicking now. 1-5, well, let's relax. They picked it up a little bit, and they're actually above 500, so you should relish in that, Kings fans, because it hasn't happened much over the past few seasons, even though it should because your roster is actually kind of talented. I wonder if Boogie and George Karl yelled at each other during this whole streak. I mean, they're 40-35, that's actually pretty decent. And hopefully they don't lose a bunch of games at the end of the year. And as I say that, they lose 4 straight. And the funny thing about losing those 4 straight games, as Golden State wins the championship, is I'm pretty sure that was the reason we did not make the postseason. Barely outside of the top 8. And we lost to San Antonio 2 times. It's tough. Of course, Boogie averaged nowhere near what he normally does in terms of points because that's how 2K is. Rudy Gay fell off. Buddy Hield, really good rookie season, 14 points per game. On the trajectory to being pretty damn good. So for the next season, this is when we really break 2K. Few adjustments. Darren Collison starting for his shooting. Willie Cauley-Stein having just another year to get better defensively. And speaking of getting better, hopefully Buddy Hield can improve, because the last time I did this, Brandon Ingram only averaged 15 points a game no matter what I did. So how's it going to go this time, Kings fans? Well, this is different. This is actually very different. Okay, might as well just organize the parade right now because the team is 13-4. This is what I like to see. I like to see DeMarcus Cousins on a winning team. Now, of course, the thing for this video is Buddy Hield, but doesn't everybody want Boogie to win? I mean, you either want Boogie to win or you want your favorite team to trade for him because the Kings don't know how to run an organization. It's one of those two things, you know? Everybody likes Boogie. And we're getting towards the end of the season and we haven't imploded. And I'll be damned, but the Sacramento Kings win 55 games with Buddy Hield on the roster. I mean, I think a big part of this was changing up the coaching staff, getting a couple guys who are decent, who Boogie does not hate. I would hope. He hates a lot of people, apparently. DeMarcus got first team. His stats don't reflect it at all, but it's cool. Buddy Hield's production was about the same, although his percentages were better. It's kind of the same thing as Brandon Ingram. I don't know, 2K doesn't like rookies making a big jump, I guess. Willie Cauley-Stein playing center had a big role. He's an 80 overall now. First round is the Trailblazers. The one addition they have is Dwight Howard. Does that make much of a difference against Boogie and the gang? Not really. It's in 5 games. But now we got the Kings and the Pelicans. This is interesting for the DeMarcus Cousins at power forward and Anthony Davis matchup. We got size and strength and, decent athleticism against a super athlete in Anthony Davis. How's this one gonna go? Well, that was anticlimactic, only 5 games. And now it's time for the series that if we win, it'll be absolutely ridiculous, but I always break 2K when I do these sort of things. I don't know. Against OKC, Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, we're not gonna win this. Well, we won it in 7 games. And I'm pretty sure we faced the Knicks when I did the Brandon Ingram video. Or maybe it was the Ben Simmons video. I don't know. That roster should not be in the NBA Finals. I don't know, man. 2K loves putting the Knicks in the finals. I don't know why. I don't know who's the Knick fan over at the programmers at 2K. But Boogie got the finals MVP. Shout out to him. And so according to 2K, if Buddy Hield gets drafted to the Kings, they're going to win a title in like 2 seasons, and the Knicks are going to make the finals as well. I'm going to end this like I always do. 2K makes no damn sense.